Hi, I'm Astrid, and I've been leading young adult community groups for the last 4 years. So in 2019, I was feeling really defeated. There just wasn't any relationships being formed. The consistency was just not there amongst young 18 to 25-year-old girls, and I just was really struggling on whether or not I could continue to put myself into it anymore. So around that time, Passion started a series called Be Bright, and Pastor Louis challenged us to take a light bulb and write someone's name on it that needed to go from death to life. At that time, I just was praying over it, and I didn't feel like there was like one specific person that God was putting on my heart to pray for. And because of the struggles in my community group, I just really felt the calling to write a community group girl on it. I didn't know her name, just a random girl. So I wrote CG Girl on my light bulb, and I prayed over that light bulb for 2 years or so. So when everything shut down, I got the opportunity to lead Young Adults' first ever online community group. Now, coming off of a year that I felt super defeated, the online challenge, it felt overwhelming. So I set the bar real low. My really only goal for the year was to form community in a season where people really needed it, and that if even one person found a new friend, that was great. But God had other plans.
Hi, I'm Sophie Anthony, and I'm going to be a sophomore at Emory University. So over COVID, Passion had a really big online presence, and my family would watch it every Sunday. We would watch like our home church, and then we would put on Passion as well. So I just knew what it was. And then when I got to Atlanta, there wasn't very many options with like exploring churches because everything was still totally shut down. So some friends and I just threw on Passion online live in one of our dorm lounges every Sunday for the first few months of school. I was living on campus without a car during COVID, and Astrid's small group was an online one. And I was like, this is perfect for me. So I just really put myself out there and signed up for it because I was really hurting for community.
I remember Sophie was really quiet and shy at first, but slowly she started to participate in the group. She started to ask for prayer requests and tell us about things going on in her life, and she really started to blossom. And then one day she asked if she could invite her roommate Grace to our group, and of course I said yes.
So Sophie was already telling me all about this new group that she joined online, and at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do like community group on Zoom. And then next week I was like, okay, I'll just like go to Sophie's room, and we both joined together on Zoom. So it was nice because I had like the in-person with Soph, but we were on Zoom together, so it's kind of funny.
We had a lot of things in common, a lot of similar goals, but also wanted to really pursue this faith thing in Atlanta and really find it for ourselves.
During that time, our friendship really took off, and our conversation started to get deeper and more meaningful. We started talking more about God and our relationship with Him, and I saw their spark turn into a flame as they slowly started to invite friends to church as well as their families back home. And one funny thing that they used to do is they would walk across the screen during the pre-gathering as like a way to say hi to their families at home.
After a couple of weeks, she invited me to go to the Passion Revival Night. I've never been to like live worship in my life, and that was the first time ever that I like listened to worship with other people. That was like a really important moment for like my faith journey.
So one night at a worship collective, Grace turned to me and said that she decided she wanted to get baptized. And I was just so overjoyed by that. And like 10 minutes later, 4 or 5 people got baptized that night. At the last baptism, she turns to me and she's just got tears in her eyes, and she's like, that's what I want to do. And I was just so excited for her.
And it was funny because I found out that Sophie told Astrid she wanted to get baptized. And we were like, okay, like, I can't believe this is happening at the same exact time.
And then we decided we were going to get baptized together at that worship collective night, and it was just amazing.
So it's finally the day of their baptism. They had brought friends and their family was watching online. The girls from our community group were there either in person or also watching online. The atmosphere was so exciting and joyful, and I just can't stop smiling thinking about that night.
She went from death to life in Jesus and put her faith in Him fully for the very first time.
So at the end of the night, that was a really special moment for me because I got to give them the light bulb that I had been praying over for so long. And I also just really loved seeing God take that light bulb and multiply it. Actually, literally, like I had to go get another light bulb because I only had one to give.
Astrid was like, I have to tell something to you, and it might seem crazy, but I've been praying for you two for like over a year. And she just takes out the bulbs from her car. She like had them in the car.
But I love seeing them screw that into the wall and shine bright for everyone to see.
I was crying. Astrid was crying. We were like hugging each other.
And it was just like the perfect ending to God like working in our stories and bringing us together and using us in each other's lives.
So in a year that I thought was going to be the most challenging, the hardest, God did immeasurably more than I could have asked or thought or imagined. I'm so expectant for the future. If he can do all of that last year, just imagine what he can do in years to come, here and everywhere.